to Would I Lie to You, the show that separates the facts from the fibs. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a TV presenter who hosts the iconic game show catchphrase, "Say what you see." Well, it looks to me like Stephen Mulhern. And a tracer and professional quizzer who's so clever she makes David Mitchell look like a Love Island contestant. It's Jenny Ryan. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, an antiques dealer with a passion for anything old, whether it's a Victorian chaise longue, some war medals, or one of Lee's jokes, it's Raj Bisram. And a comedian and podcaster who loves to do yoga. She says it's made her very flexible, though she admits she can't do a week on Tuesday. It's Deborah Francis White. We begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. First up, it's Stephen.
Right. Very few people know this, but for 5 months in 1998, I appeared every week on Noel's house party as the man inside Mr. Blobby.
David's team.
How old were you, Stephen?
Well, I was born in 77, so let's work it out. 77,
So you're 44?
44, yeah.
Wow, doesn't he look good?
That's incredible. Have you done any physical work in your life? That's incredible.
Always outside, working on market stores.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought you were inside Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, I was just...
I only got into TV when I worked in kids' television, and that's how I met Noel Edmonds.
So you were working in kids' TV?
Yeah.
In what capacity?
I was, first of all, a runner, then
Yeah.
I moved to a TV presenter after lots of auditions.
But how did you get the Blobby gig?
Because one of the...
Are you interested?
Yeah.
How did you get the Blobby gig?
The prized Blobby gig. They're always talking about it. Who will be the next Blobby? Yeah. Isn't it about time we had a female Blobby?
Is Blobby still going?
No.
Blobby gone?
Oh,
Blobby
I'm
gone.
sure Blobby's bookable, but God knows what creature is in it. How did you get that gig?
There was one other Blobby called Barry, and he was the main man, and if he couldn't do the show, then I was employed.
What was he doing that made him too busy to be
He
Blobby?
was Stig.
And how long did you do it for?
I would say about 15 shows, but I also worked at Crinkley Bottom when they did the theme park.
Oh.
So you actually performed there as well?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
I would like to ask, did you have to do the voice when you did the suit?
Yeah, I would speak into, like, there was, I don't know what you call it, but it's the reverse of, like, one of those tannoys, and it would just change the voice.
Oh, so what would you say?
Blobby, blobby, blobby.
There may be some people watching this show.
Oh, who knows? Yes.
There may be some people watching this show who wonder what we're talking about because they were born in that glorious age after Blobby. So we've got a photograph. Could that be you?
Well, I can tell you it's definitely not me, but
Why?
I've done that pose because that's one of the poses.
So how do you know that's not you?
Because I didn't do the photo shoot for it.
Stephen, when you said that's one of the posers, what are the other posers?
Good question.
Yeah.
Give us the
full Blobby.
Well, if I got excited, do you mind if I stand up to do it?
Not at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's
Ryan's
really
in the
make this
poses.
work.
OK,
Yeah.
fine. So if I was getting excited, kids walked up, it'd be blobby, 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 blobby. Blobby, blobby. And that would be it.
Yeah.
And yet, when I do that when kids come up to me, the police get involved.
So if there was a kid there, it would be that.
Oh, yeah, but what if he was on the other side?
This was another one, which was just if I was annoyed.
That's quite disturbing.
That's what Blobby does to show anger.
Yeah.
What was the pay like, Stephen?
On the TV show, I can tell you I got £350, which was a rehearsal on a Friday and then live on Saturday. And then for the theme parks, it was £500 a week.
See, that sounds credible because he knows the exact number.
He does,
and he's
yeah,
definite.
that's
And that's the
credible.
only thing you know when you're young and in show business. What does it pay?
Yeah.
At that stage, I mean, Noel Edmonds was the king of Saturday night television. What was it like being that close to such a talented performer? I mean, it must be unimaginable.
I would say, Rob, that as you get older, there's more and more acid in your work.
See, the thing to this day, I don't think Noel Edmonds realised that I was the guy that was in Blobby.
Oh, I see.
Right.
When you say that Noel didn't know you were in there, he did know that there was somebody in there. Well, what do you think, Deborah?
Either he's telling the truth or he is a master liar.
Well, don't forget, this is Stephen Mulhern. I mean, he has spent years at the Royal Shakespeare Company. He's been on... Oh, that's Ian McKellen. What are you going to... Raj, what about you?
I think it could be true.
I sense that you could feel Blobby's weight around you as you moved Blobby-like and said, Blobby, Blobby, Blobby. Yeah, obviously
OK,
true.
you're saying it's true, so let's find out. Stephen, Mr. Blobby, truth or lie?
Well, obviously, it's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Stephen wasn't the man inside Mr. Blobby. Jenny, you're next.
When an earthquake struck the restaurant I was in, I mistook the shaking people for excitable diners.
David.
OK, so where was this restaurant?
It was in Los Angeles,
And when was this?
2019.
So you were a diner in the restaurant?
Yes. I had just flown in that day, and
Yeah.
so I was feeling a little bit out of sorts, and the first thing I did was to go and get some food.
Yeah.
And the people who were sitting behind me, like on a banquette, back to back,
Yeah.
their food was being brought over, and the food got onto their table, and the seat started going like this. And I thought, oh, they must be hungry like me.
I love the idea that you're going, is that an earthquake or is that just Americans moving?
So you thought the banquette was moving because the people behind you were wiggling with excitement at the sight of food?
Because
Yeah.
basically I'd done the same when my food
Yeah, and
came
you
over.
were a bit jet-lagged, hungry, sitting there, I'm eating this, wiggle, 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 oh, they're excited, their food's arrived. And then... when did
she
you...
said it with a bit more pizzazz, though.
Yeah. When did you... Trying to encapsulate...
Wiggle, 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 there's an earthquake.
I'm trying to encapsulate...
I know what happened. I'm only doing it for the money nowadays. Let's get on with it. It's 50-50. We'll say lie. I don't care. I wanted to be an actor.
No, I was trying to encapsulate the jet-lagged feeling, and obviously some of my own personal and professional disappointment leaked out, as it does in all of my work. So you feel the wiggling, oh, they're excited for their food, you carry on eating. When do you discover that something else has happened?
When I got back to my hotel and looked at social media.
Oh, really?
So hang on. Even in the restaurant, you're in the restaurant, there's lots of people wobbling around everywhere.
And there weren't any gasps of surprise or fear?
I just assumed there were gasps from the loud Americans who were getting some fried chicken behind me.
You see, but I'm with Jenny. See, I get excited when food's coming out at a restaurant. I go, hey. Bobby, Bobby, Bobby.
Do you really go?
I do. When I see it,
I just have visions of Ant and Dec going,
keep it down, Stephen.
So what are you going to say, David? What does your team think?
I think this is definitely true, because if it were not true, she would have made it bigger and she would have said she'd lost a heel or something like that.
is that your version of making things bigger? We're doing a movie about an earthquake. We need it to be big. What about losing a heel? Perfect. Write it down.
Are you convinced by
I'm
Deborah's
convinced by
argument?
Deborah.
Well, I think it's probably true.
Let's find out. Jenny, was it true or were you telling us a lie?
That was a total true fact.
Yes, it's true. Jenny really did sit through an earthquake. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. It's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Melissa. So, Raj, what is Melissa to you?
Well, this is Melissa, and last year she caught me cuddling her car.
Deborah, how do you know Melissa?
Well, this is Melissa, and I recently discovered that we shared the same naked cleaner.
Finally, David, what is your relationship with Melissa?
This is Melissa, and she once assaulted me with a super soaker when she mistook me for a fox.
Please, team, where do you want to begin?
Well, it's got to be Raj, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So, why were you cuddling her car?
I had a car which was my pride and joy. It wasn't the value, it was just a Spitfire. It was a really nice blue Spitfire.
Which stage of your life was this, Raj?
To be honest, I sold the car only about 6 years ago. And I hadn't seen the car for all that time. And as lockdown was easing, we were told that you could actually drive to beauty spots and go for a walk. We got in the car, we drove to the parking spot at Hempstead Forest.
Oh, Hampstead Forest, yeah.
No, Hempstead.
Hempstead.
I just thought you were very posh. The car at Hempstead Forest.
It's about 2 miles from where I live.
OK.
And we parked up, and lo and behold, there was my old car.
So you went and embraced the car?
Well, I would never have sold that car, but it was about the time when I really had a bad back. So it was just too much getting in and out of the Spitfire. It was really low. So my wife said, you know,
Yeah,
you've got
Rob's the same, getting in and out of his bath.
Yeah.
You've got a little door now, haven't you, Rob? So
I saw the car.
You saw your car, and it's obviously same red,
And
so you know
literally,
it's yours.
we were in a good mood. The sun was shining. We were able to go for a walk. And I said to Sue, you know, it's my old car.
You said to Sue?
Yes, Sue's my wife. So I said to Sue, oh, man, it's my old car. And I just said, oh, I've got to give it a hug. Yeah. And so I went over and literally I was giving it a hug. And this lovely lady came up to me and said, excuse me, but what are you doing with my car?
Right, can I just ask you a question? Have you come on national television to invent an alibi about you and your wife going dogging?
How did Melissa react upon her arrival?
Well, to be honest, I mean, she didn't know who I was from Adam, so she, you know, said, what are you doing? And I had to explain that this actually was my car, because she hadn't bought it off me.
OK. What year was this car?
It was, I think, 1963.
Ah, and it's a Triumph, so it'll have had the sort of TR4A suspension.
To be honest, I have no idea, Lee.
Ah, good, because I haven't either. Was it a soft top?
Yeah, it was only a two-seater.
But Raj, you also said that Melissa was there with her family. It's a two-seater.
Oh.
No, I never said she was there with her family.
There's more to you than a lobster costume.
Do you know what I'm saying?
She definitely wasn't there with her family. She was there with a friend. There was just two of them.
Just the two of them?
In the same bubble?
Keep it light.
All right, who would you like to quiz next?
Well, Deborah, she said they shared a naked cleaner. Now, I've heard of naked cleaners.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is it a thing?
It is a thing, and I know two people that have them.
Wait, stop.
No, because I can't say who it is.
Well, we know who they are.
Does one always stand on the left so we know who it is?
No, don't go there.
I didn't say anybody. Who are you thinking of?
No. Why did I come on this show? Do you know what? Can I just say to our lovely audience here and everybody watching at home, Rob, I've told a million times how much I love this show. I told you how much I love this show before the show. I told everybody that I love this show. The reality is I never want to come on this show again.
I should say, you can hire naked cleaners. I had not hired a naked cleaner. I had hired a cleaner who was wonderful and I adored. And one day I came home and discovered her cleaning naked.
Oh. Naked. Completely
Yes.
naked. Now, please tell us about that conversation.
I came in and I shouted out, "Hello, Anna, I'm home." And she popped her head out of the bedroom and said, "Oh, I'm cleaning naked because it's so hot." And I went, "Oh." And I said to my best friend, "Thank God my husband didn't come home." And she went, "Don't be ridiculous, Deborah, he was under the bed."
She's not a very good cleaner, is she?
Yeah, and anyway, it then turned out it was just something that she liked to do. If it got very hot and there was no one home, she enjoyed cleaning naked.
Right, so, and did you say this is fine?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I feel very grateful anyone will come and hoover and clean my bathroom as it is. I'm not going to start making stipulations like you have to have clothes on.
I don't think that's a strict rule. I think you're allowed to say, you know, tea's in the kitchen, milk's in the fridge, keep your clothes on. It's completely fine.
No, because I feel uncomfortable. Then I feel like I'm one of the lords and ladies in Downton Abbey.
So you think by saying keep your clothes on it makes you sound a bit uppity?
Yeah, just generally...
It's a good point, actually, because I'm worried... I've got a cleaner and I'm worried I'm not down to earth as I used to be. So when I get back, I'm going to say, can you take all your clothes off? Because I'm a little bit worried that people are getting the wrong impression of me.
So Melissa isn't the cleaner that...
No.
What's the connection?
OK, so I was at a party and I overheard behind me someone telling my anecdote, which was I came home, the cleaner put her head out the bedroom saying, I'm cleaning naked because it's so hot. And I thought, she's stolen my anecdote. So I just went, excuse me, that's my story. That happened to me. And she went, well, it happened to me. I said, what is your cleaner's name? And she said, Anna. And I went, oh, my God, we've got the same cleaner.
Yeah, but hang on. She doesn't advertise herself as a naked cleaner. No. She's a cleaner who likes to take her clothes off. You're saying they exist as a... Would you like to book a naked cleaner?
Yes, they do.
But clearly what Anna does, you know, you would prefer that. That doesn't sound...
No, I think... What...
That doesn't...
The potential here...
Oh, I just want to go home.
The point is that what you're saying, I think, is that, that this Anna maybe has missed her vocation working as the kind of cleaner you're talking about your perverted show business friends liking, where they not only are allowed to take their clothes off, but must do.
You're very calm about this. You're like, OK, that's fine, that's your attitude. I'm shocked. You know, you're married. Do you want your husband to see a naked woman cleaning the house?
Oh, he would just be... He's like David. He would be... He was very like David. He would just be really embarrassed about it.
He'd just be a bit embarrassed?
He'd just be a bit embarrassed.
All right, now, what about David?
Oh, he's never been naked in his life.
Every bit of me has been naked, but never all at the same time.
I like to think of the idea that you came out in a little jacket.
Remind us of your connection to Melissa.
Well, this is Melissa, and she once assaulted me with a super soaker when she mistook me for a fox.
Are we all aware of the super soakers?
It's basically a large, powerful water pistol.
Yeah,
it takes the fun of the water pistol and then goes too far. You'll be familiar with the principle, Lee.
What were you doing for her to think you were a fox?
Were you, by any chance, making love with a high-pitched squeal?
By the bins.
Yeah. Again.
No, I wasn't. I think, as we've established...
I've heard you, David. We've all heard you.
No, you can't have it both ways. I'm either some pathetic asexual lump, as correctly expressed by Deborah, or...
To be strictly fair, I did not describe my husband or you as a pathetic asexual lump.
No.
Yeah, but we knew what you were thinking.
I'm either an embarrassed embarrassment, or I'm a fox squealing by the bins. Not both.
But what were you doing?
Good question. I was replacing and removing a bin. Melissa lives next door. We both have, at our house and at her house, green recycling wheelie bins.
A green bin is for green waste.
Yeah. No, that's the brown one.
Where I live, which I'm not prepared to specify on television for obvious reasons.
What? In case they try every door?
It's just they can narrow it down. Anyway, a green wheelie bin is what you have for recycling where I live.
But why does she think you're a fox?
It was dark, and she heard noises and assumed it was a fox.
And where are you at this point? You're just putting the bin back?
I am putting the bin down the side of her house.
Right.
And extracting our bin, because the bins, after being emptied, sometimes get wrongly reattributed.
Now, that's true.
So she's immediately gone, come round, got you. How many times?
I think it was one big sploosh.
She got you, though?
She got me.
How wet were you?
Is there a unit of wetness? I don't remember it hurting, but it was shocking and wet.
That's his profile on Match.com.
I wouldn't describe it as pain, but it was definitely...
That's the second list.
It was shocking and
Shocking, not too wet, but painful.
All right.
Seems similar for fun and games.
We need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Melissa Raj's motoring mate, Deborah's cleaner companion, or David's sharpshooter?
I'm Team Deborah. Having the same anecdote and being furious about someone stealing your anecdote and finding out you independently had experienced the same thing would bond you.
I'm believing Raj.
Are you?
I am, yeah, because I could imagine he would get excited about it. It's something that he would do.
What do you think, Lee?
Well, everything about David's story makes sense. He would swap the bins in a way that no other human being would. Not just, oh, yeah, sorry, got your bin. Oh, no, that's far. Oh, no, I better put it back secretly. She'll hate me otherwise. Right, so, I'm now going to make a decision. We'll go with the cleaner story.
All right. They're saying that it is the cleaner. Melissa, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Melissa, and I shared a naked cleaner with Deborah.
Whoa!
Yes, Melissa is Deborah's cleaner companion. Thank you very much, Melissa. Which brings us to our final round, quick fire lies, and we start with... It's Lee.
Last year, after getting lost on a ramble, I got so thirsty I was forced to drink puddle water, which I purified by filtering through my hiking sock.
David's team.
right. Where were you hiking?
I was hiking in Scotland.
And what time of year?
This will have been just when it was allowed.
OK.
Whereabouts in Scotland?
It was in the Highlands.
How long had you been walking?
Since I was about 2.
That day, on this particular recreational walk.
Oh, I've been walking for about 2 hours.
And were you on your own or was anyone with you?
No, I was definitely on my own.
You were walking on your own
I know,
in
I
the
was there.
Highlands of Scotland.
I wasn't walking on my own when I started the walk.
Oh, they'd given you the slip.
Correct. No, we'd gone our separate ways. They had the water and I'd got lost.
Who are they?
They were my wife and another couple we were hiking with.
Why would they leave you water-free?
They didn't leave me. We did that thing
many reasons. Because his wife spotted an opportunity that may never come her way again. And I admire her for seizing it.
I needed the toilet, so I went off and I went round the corner and just lost my bearings.
Describe the terrain.
Yeah.
Rain were like really heavy.
Well, that's no reason to drink puddle water then.
Exactly.
Correct. No. The terrain was I would describe as rugged and arid.
You want to go to the loo?
I'm all right, thanks. You know, it's like you're walking. I'm a bit older than my wife. I'm tired. She's a little bit further ahead talking to her friend's husband, actually. And anyway, it doesn't matter. I thought, I'm a bit tired. And I said, I'm just going to one set. And I sort of I was literally just stepped behind for a second.
You stepped behind a tree and then became so disorientated.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a wee, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when I heard what I thought was a kookaburra.
In Scotland.
What?
In Scotland.
The emphasis on the word thought.
Right.
I thought I heard a kookaburra. So I walked just a few steps, not many. Picture the scene. I'm walking. I'm looking round like this. There's no bird. I turned back. Wait a minute. Which tree did I wee behind? Was it that one or was it that one? Well, it was easy to tell. It was that one. So I got a bit confused for a sec, and then I went, and then before you know it,
So
game over.
Completely
I'm now
lost.
walking, and I'm panicking, and I should point out that I'm already very dehydrated. I wish I hadn't had that wee. It could have helped somehow. But I had it. I was now running on empty.
And you want to drink?
Yes.
There's no drink to be had.
There's nothing. And I learnt the #1 rule when I watched a film once, which is don't wait until you're thirsty.
So what do? You find a puddle?
I come across a puddle.
But you don't tend to find puddles in the
but what I
arid
didn't
setting.
realise, I was back at the tree. No, I'd come across it. It was in a bit of shade. Maybe it was some condensation that had started to come down. But there was definitely a puddle. I was there, Rob. You weren't.
So how did you go? You said you did it through your sock. Is that right?
Hiking sock.
Hiking sock.
Yes.
Sweaty, woolen, gnarled.
Yeah, but she's good with the kids. That doesn't make sense. She wasn't even with me.
So it doesn't make sense.
So you undid...
Sock off.
Took your boots off first, of course.
Of course, and there's only the only way to do it, isn't it? So the boot comes off, the sock comes off, because I remembered the film. If in doubt, drink early and make sure it's purified.
And what was the film?
That was the title of the film.
How dirty?
Well, I mean, it was 18 certificate and there was a bit of...
All right, what are we thinking, Raj?
Rubbish. The whole lot.
This is all made up.
I think you might be dehydrated now.
Oh, yeah, I am.
So, David, I think your team
I
is
think we're
saying...
going to go live.
You say it's a lie. Well, OK. Was this true or was it a lie?
It's a lie.
It was a lie. Next. It's Stephen.
I once turned down £1,000 to eat a spoonful of spam.
When were you offered £1,000 to do that?
About 2.5 years ago.
But who would offer you that?
2 of my friends.
Oh, right. Yes, I see. Did they want you to do it naked? Was it those two?
It was those two, yes.
Oh, he was Ant and Dec.
It actually was Ant and Dec.
Again?
Sorry.
Yes.
At the
No,
play...
not again.
Got you.
Yes, not again. It was Britain's Got Talent, and then at the time I was doing the spin-off show, Britain's Got More Talent.
I thought you were going to go, Britain's Got Talent. I was doing the spin-off show. Oh, no, they haven't.
Why didn't you do it? I can't understand why. £1,000 to eat a spoonful of spam.
It's because I'm a very plain eater.
And you think spam's just a bit too exotic?
No.
When you say you're plain in your eating, give us some parameters here.
Have you ever had any bread and butter?
Yeah, I'm very good with bread and butter.
Cheese?
Cheese, now there's a problem.
OK.
If friends are cooking or they're having a dinner party or having you round, you must be a nightmare.
You know, I remember once I had to hide food in my pocket.
Right. Well, hide food you didn't want to eat?
Yeah.
So as to...
Yeah, meatballs.
Yeah. So do you dress for a dinner party? You'll dress in sort of waterproof, pocket-filled clothing so that I can deal with anything. Oh, this is delicious. Oh, lovely. A salmon. And then you just go, oh, I've put on so much weight over dinner. Squelch, squelch, squelch. Like a trawlerman.
And why are you like this? I mean, what is wrong with you? It strikes me as very juvenile, it strikes me as undeveloped, immature, and it strikes me you want to get a grip of yourself.
That's it!
Truth or lie?
I think he's telling the truth.
You know, I think he could be telling the truth.
I think we're going to go with true.
All right, they're saying it's true. Stephen, you fussy eater, was it true or was it a lie?
It was true.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that David's team has won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.